Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Check. Watch 54. In your face.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And his first pass is incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. To throw is Rosen. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Off the play fake. Strong. Got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run on first down. Whitfield. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
On first down, Barry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Off the bootleg. Strong. They'll roll him out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check 13. Check 13. Check.
They go play action. It's Rosen. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Rosen to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Phillip Lindsay, the intended target, and it's third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The linebacker Darius Leonard applied the heat.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back to throw. Strong. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
Brings up second and 8 at the 21-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Strong. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki. His third touchdown now on the year. But the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. A try here for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Rosen. He'll find Lindsey here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On second down, Rosen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Off play action. Strong. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake. Strong. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, Whitfield. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Good job, D.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down.
Watch 88, watch 88. Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Shut up.
From the gun, Strong. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Play action here with Rosen. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Rosen. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rosen will throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They'll try the draw. Lindsey. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? 5-2 is the max.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. And now it's Rosen looking. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Noah Fant, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Strong, flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's 11 guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. To throw on second down. Strong. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Strong. It's caught. Jones. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Looking to throw. Strong. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kendall Beckwith in to drop him behind the line for a loss of a yard.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. That's complete right around the 8. That catch good for 8, but still, it's third and goal now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This defense hasn't let them in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. They'll try to run this one in. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. On 4th down, Strong. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Point after here coming up. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Pick it up, G. 61. Match box. Right. Go.
2nd and 6. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Off play action. Strong. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
Check, 47.
They'll keep it on the ground. Whitfield. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Hey, come on. Ricky.
On third down, Strong. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So a first and 10 now in Denver territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Off the play fake. Strong. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Off the bootleg. Strong rolling to his right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can.
Wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Here's Rosa. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well.
This is caught inside the 15. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
They go play action here on first down. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Mike. Watch the out.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn. And it leads to a third down. The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on third and goal? Look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Jack Doyle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be taken short. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Whitfield. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got you.
2nd and 10. And he fends him off. Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
To throw on third down, Strong. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 41 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And to give this time to the tailback. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. The Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Point after try forthcoming. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Here we go, G.
Now Rosen looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Wilkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 3rd and long here for Rosen. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. To throw is Rosen. He completes this to Sutton. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run with Lindsey. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. On second and goal, Rosen. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Christian Wilkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it third and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. From the gun, it's Rosen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6.
27, Mike, 27. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Dolphins, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.